Hello everyone, I welcome you again. So today we have Vipul Kumar Garg with us. So welcome Vipul.
Thank you, sir.
So Vipul is currently doing PhD from IIM Lucknow. So हम लोग आपका academic background and how did you decide what are the selection procedure for IIM Lucknow? इसके बारे में आपका experience जानना चाहेंगे.
Yeah, sure. So basically, I did my graduation. I'm from Haryana, so I did my graduation from MGN University, that is situated in Palwal, Haryana. And after my graduation, basically along with my graduation, I was very much inclined towards the stock market, share market, financial instrument, these all things. So I have completed certain certificates from the National Stock Exchange, Bombay Stock Exchange, and I have qualified NSE certification from Financial Market Level 3. So after my graduation, I did my MBA from Shri Ram College of Engineering and Management, that is affiliated to YMCA University, Faridabad. It is Haryana, in Haryana itself. So in the last semester of my MBA, I got qualified for the UGC NET exam in management subject. So before coming the result of my last semester, I got a job as an assistant professor in the same university where from I did my undergraduation. So it was quite a very happy day for me because I got the job that I wanted to be in. So I got the job as an assistant professor. So now I have started my journey of teaching. So when my journey started, I met with new person. They have you can say they have given me a different perspective of my life, different perspective of the knowledge which I have. So I met lots of persons. Some of them were already pursuing their PhD from IIM Indore or maybe Kozhikode or Delhi. So I was quite aware that okay, I can make my career in academic line. But before that, I have to be eligible for those areas, basically apply in IIM and IITs. So I was very clear that I have to qualify for JRF first. So, but my job was hectic. So it was 9 to 4 job, and it took time to go from home to the job place, to the job place, to my home place. So it was quite hectic in starting time. Then the COVID came. So I was just saving my time of traveling to my workplace and from workplace to my home. So I thought, why not to utilize this time? Then I start preparing for the JRF. And what happens actually, the date of exam was getting postponed due to COVID and due to increased COVID cases. So that was put in favor of my, so I got more time to prepare for my exam along with my job, because at that time we were working from the home, and at the same time I have to prepare for my JRF exam as well. So I was preparing along with my job, and the day came of the exam. So I appeared in the exam. Okay. So after 1 month, the result came, and I was eligible for the JRF and UGC NET exam again. So it was quite very happy day for me that I have qualified NET exam in management and commerce, and I have qualified for JRF in commerce. Okay. So now I know that I am eligible to apply for PhD in finance and accounting area in IIMs and IITs. So then I look I am starting to look for the applications that which I am have opened their application for the FPM program, PhD program now, and which IITs has been opened with their PhD program. So I have applied in multiple IIMs and IITs. So first I got selection from IIT Roorkee. So I joined there as an assistant, as a research scholar for 5 months. After that, I got selection from IIM Lucknow, Calcutta, Indore. So it was quite very happy day for me just to choose out from these, top IIMs, or you can say Blackie IIMs. So I have gone through the profile of various professors on the website of the Lucknow, Indore, and Calcutta. And I have taken advice from the different persons as well, which I should go for finance and accounting area. So everyone was like, oh, you should go for IIM Calcutta. It is specialized for finance and accounting area. You should go for it. You should go for it. And not a second option. Just choose IIM Calcutta. So I was in a big dilemma where to go. And another side, whereas my family was saying, you are already in a reputed institute, Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee. So why you are shifting now? So it was now a situation of dilemma for me, like where to go or how to take decision. So I start thinking from the, you can say, broad area, which institute is better for the PhD in management area. So I choose management for management area. IIM will be better. So I came to the IIMs. Then I start thinking, okay, which IIM to go for. Then I start looking for the profile of each and every faculty member. So I saw, okay, in IIM Lucknow, there are various faculty members in the finance and accounting area, and lots of scholars who have done their PhD from IIM Lucknow. They are teaching in IIM Calcutta, Bangalore, and a more reputed institution. So I thought, and whereas my area of interest is also aligned with the professors in IIM Lucknow. So I have choose IIM Lucknow over the Calcutta and Indore. So that was my journey from, you can say, from my undergraduation to my PhD program. So this is my first year, or you can say my first term, that is fully dedicated towards the coursework in in any of the IIM, you can say. Okay, so if I talk about my experience, my interview experience I got from appearing in the interviews. See, every candidate who is appearing for the interview, first they will expect a question like introduce yourself. So that was in my case also. So when I appeared in the interview of Calcutta, they didn't even ask me about introduce yourself, where are you from, nothing. They just start, even their screen is not appeared, their voice came first, then they start asking me, okay, Vipul, why do you want to do PhD from IIM Calcutta? And first more question was, what are you doing nowadays? So I answered that I'm already pursuing my PhD from IIT Roorkee. So then they asked me question, why do you want to leave your PhD from IIT Roorkee? Because IIT Roorkee is such a reputed institution, and why do you want to leave it? So now this is a question which I have to defend myself, from which I have to defend myself, that why I want to leave it, leave IIT Roorkee and want to come in IIM. So somehow I was able to defend this question. Then they start me asking questions from my area, that is finance. So, and they also asked me questions like recently from what kind of paper you have read. So I told them this paper I have read. So they were literally typing all the name of the papers. They asked me first the name of the paper. They were searching on the net. Yes, at the same time they were searching on the net on the screen. And yes, and then they start asking, okay, who is the author of this paper? What is the name of the author of the paper? Then I tell them the name of the paper. They were searching about the paper. Okay, now the paper is on their screen. They start asking me question about the hypothesis of the paper. Yes, they start asking me about the hypothesis of the paper, or how many hypotheses are there in the paper. Explain this hypothesis. Explain this hypothesis. Or then they start asking me related to that paper. Okay, are these hypotheses still valid, or this hypothesis still valid or not? Because that paper was written in year 2000. Okay, so till since 2000, there are lots of research happened in that area. That's why they were asking me question. Okay, are these hypotheses still valid, or what are the authenticity of these hypotheses? Can you answer? Then I start answering according to my knowledge, or what I seems it is okay. So my interview of Calcutta was okay. I was thinking maybe it can be more better than this, but eventually I got the offer letter from IIM Calcutta. And about IIM Lucknow, also they didn't ask me about to introduce yourself. They start asking me questions directly from my area, finance and accounting area. They asked me questions related to financial market. They asked me questions related to cost of capital. What is the alternative name of cost of capital? How an index form, like Sensex, there is a Sensex in stock market. So they asked me questions, how an index form, or how the different weightage of different companies has been set in a particular index. So I answer all these questions. But what happens mistakenly, they ask me the current level of the Sensex and the Nifty. So I interchange them. So I answered the level of Nifty as a level of Sensex, level of Sensex as a level of Nifty. So I guess they understand this thing, that candidates are a bit nervous. So this can be happen. So this was my experience of Lucknow. Overall interview was 10 to 15 minutes. It takes time of 10 to 15 minutes.
So mostly technical kind of questions they ask, na? From the subject.
Yes, exactly. They ask you some questions from subjects, mainly from your finance and accounting area, or from that area for which you are applying. And second, they will ask you questions from statistics as well. Statistics, they will ask questions related to correlation and regression, and what do you mean by the coefficient of determination, or what do you mean by the regression? What are the properties of regression? What is the difference between correlation and regression? These kind of general questions they will ask related to the statistics.
Okay.
But about my experience of Indore, they asked me various questions. It was like rapid fire session. So they asked me question, I was answering. They still asked me question, I was answering. At the end, they asked me that time this Russia and
Ukraine.
that another country, Ukraine, that war was happening. So they asked me question, how will you incorporate that Russia-Ukraine war in a regression equation, or how will you incorporate this effect in the Indian stock market? So for this, I took time, and I'm not sure I was right or wrong, but I answered something. Okay. So this happened in our interview. Eventually, I converted it in the last. So first I got into offer letter from IIM Lucknow, and after a gap of a day, I got offer letter from Calcutta. So first I was in the dilemma of these two IIMs, Calcutta and Lucknow. And Lucknow, I accept at the same day. The offer letter of the Lucknow I accept at the same day. But if I talk about the Calcutta, they gave me a time of 13 days to accept it. So those 13 days was really very, you can say, very depressed for me. Which one I should choose, where to go, or I talk as much as persons which I can contact, whom I can contact from every source, everywhere, on LinkedIn, Facebook, my personal contacts, or you can say my academic contacts, everywhere. So okay, then I finally selected I'm going to Lucknow. Then after 10 days, I got offer letter from IIM Indore. Then again, I was in the same situation, where to go now? But then I was quite determined in like, okay, I'm going to Lucknow. I'm not looking to any IIM right now. Okay, so then I choose IIM Lucknow over it. Yes.
Okay, quite interesting. Quite interesting. So usually, what are the criteria there? Because these days, publishing paper, maybe Scopus index or maybe ABDC index. See, so what is the criteria there?
Yeah. See, if you are having a paper in a you can say reputed journal before applying to PhD, so it is an additional point for you. But definitely, it is not a basic eligibility to appear for the interview. You can apply in the interviews, or you can apply for the PhD program of any IIT IIMs if you are having JRF or if you are having the basic eligibility. But if you are having a paper, then it will be an additional point to you, because you are also already having the knowledge of research. So it will be easy for the institution and you to do research in PhD or to get published the papers. Or if I talk about after getting the offer letter or after getting the admission, every IITs and every IIMs, they are having their different criteria for completing their PhD. See, if I talk about IIM Lucknow, we need a C category paper, minimum C category paper to defend our final thesis. If you are not having that paper, then you cannot go for the final stage of your PhD. And if I talk about the IIT Roorkee, they have different criteria. So each and every IIMs, IITs, they have their different criteria. But as a scholar, I would suggest see their minimum criteria is whatever their minimum criteria is. Don't go for that minimum criteria. Try to publish as much as paper in as much as a reputed journal you can. Okay. Yes. So basically, ultimately, these people are going to get you job in the end of your PhD journey. Because if you're having a C paper, another institution, or you can say other scholar of your area is having a category paper or A star category paper, other institutes will prefer those scholars first. Right.
More quality, so, quality journals are preferred, should be preferred, yes.
Quality journals are preferred, right? So if I talk about the you can say reputed journal in my area. So my area is finance and accounting. So there is a journal named Journal of Finance. It is a category journal. So if you are able to publish your paper in that journal, so definitely it is going to add a feather on your head.
Absolutely, right? Yes. Yes.
So this is what a research scholar should focus on. They should not focus on the lowest category journal. They should first target A categories paper or A star category journal. If you are targeting, you are setting your target that much high, then maybe you will end up with B category paper or C category paper.
Yes, yes.
So
yes, thank you so much for sharing your experience, selection, interview, and about the paper, everything. Is there anything else you want to share with the aspirants or
see,
other scholars?
yeah, sure. As I have told about my background, my academic background in my first introduction. See, I do not have any academic background from BU or any reputed state university or central university, or you can say from a very big university, right? So before applying to, even before appearing to the JRF and NET exam, I was very much afraid, will I able to crack it or not? Will I able to qualify it or not? Eventually I qualified, so I was very happy. Okay, I did it. Then I start applying in IIM, then IITs. Then again that fear came in mind. I do not have any background of government college or DU. Many more students out there, they have their academic background from Delhi School of Economics or one of the top college of Delhi University. I am not able to compete with them. They are much better than me. But no, see, if you are clear with your concept of your area, this is sufficient, which they look for, look in a candidate, right? I was not having this much academic background, but still I was able to qualify my interview. Why? Because I was having quite great knowledge of my area, not that much great, but yes, I was able to, explain the concept of my area. So this is what the interviewers look in a candidate while appearing in the interview. So this is also, I would like to suggest you all guys, do not see what is your background. Try to improve your current knowledge or try to improve the knowledge of your area from which they are going to ask you questions. And don't, you can say, don't see yourself that you are not able to compete with other students who have done their graduation or post graduation from very reputed college. Just keep on keep on improving your knowledge, your current knowledge. I would suggest this thing. And there will be many days that when you will think like it is not your cup of tea, you are not able to do it. Don't think this. Okay, 1 or 2 days, it's okay. It happens with everyone. If there is a time of up, there is a time of down as well, right? So if you are going through the down time right now, there will be a time when you will be on the up as well.
Yes.
So this is what I would like to suggest.
Yes, thank you for sharing the good encouragement with all of us. Thank you, Vipul. Thank you for sharing your learning experience and time with us. Thank you so much.
Welcome, sir. Yes.